Alright, back again. As I warned, I went ahead and finished a lot of things on the cane and have really got it ready for final assembly and finishing, but I wanted to show you a few techniques. One of the things was when I wood burned this, I want it to blend in good. I don't want it to be so much of a contrast that it's a distraction. So one of the things I like to use is a little Scotch bristle brush on my rotary tool to even out the tones and to lighten it up. It really makes it blend well with the wood. It still gives it the realistic look that I'm looking for, but it takes some of the edge off those lines and stuff there, so that it's not as much of a contrast with the finished wood. Just enough that it stands out, that you can tell it's a different color, that it's carved, that it's worked, but not so much that it's really just a tremendous black and white contrast. And the other technique that I wanted to show you that I've used is one that I learned from a carver named Jim Wilsford in Tennessee that does animal carving. And it's a technique that he does for fur, and I've used it with success for hair and other texturing things. And it's using one of the little blue ceram cut stones, or if you don't drop your chip key, or you can use the white stones or some of the other abrasive stones used with power carving to good effect with it. And he actually used more of a cylinder than this little wedge-shaped tool that I'm using. But basically, what you do is you take, let me see if I can focus in on something here. There we go. Is you take a diamond sharpener and you make sure that this is perfectly flat on the end. That gives you a real sharp edge here on the end. And then what you do is you bend it. You put a little bend in it so that when this turns, you get a wobble. See what I'm talking about there? You don't really normally like to use bent tools with a wobble, but what that does, that effect that gives you, is a lined look. It's useful for creating fur and other textures. Let's see if I can. I'm not even sure that you can do it, but it's a very quick, very good method. You use it just on slow speed. If you use it on a fast speed, you get more of a straight line. You don't get the texturing thing, but you can see how it creates the texture of the of fur, or the texture of also the bark and stuff on that. So there's that technique. And here's a somewhat of a shot of my finished cane here. Let's see. That shows the final burning and the leaves and stuff that I did. I put a coat of burnt boiled linseed oil and thinner mixed together to give it somewhat of a yellowish cast to it, but you can see how the burn lines of the limb, you can see some of the effects there on that. Now let me raise this up a bit and I'll show you. I haven't glued this yet, but I'm fixing to. And what I'm going to use is a jig. This is going to have threaded rod inserted into the shaft, and it also comes up pretty good ways there. And what I've got is some little attachments that go on a pipe clamp here. Let's see if we can see that. It's just a magnet that I put in here, a little rare earth magnet that holds this, and that's cut to fit the shape of the cane. So when I put my epoxy glue on here, where you get everything all lined up, you just need enough pressure on here so that you get a nice tight glue joint there. And that's what it looks like. Ooh, great photography here. See, I got a little V down at that end. But that's my special clamping jig for my canes and stuff. So that pretty much concludes this. I'm just going to put a polyurethane finish on the cane, let it soak in a little bit, and then wipe it off, and it'll be done. Thanks for looking.